I expected it to be more like really work intensive and really basic, like really repeating what you would learn in high school. Before it began, I thought it was just going to be like a writing class where I'd have to like write research papers and get reviews on them and peer edit them and stuff like that, because that's what my high school class was like.
My expectations were kind of low. I expected to do a lot of writing.
I really thought that we would just be doing writing assignments week after week after week, and I thought the workload would just be so unimaginable.
I kind of just expected to write a lot of papers and do a lot of essays.
I was expecting a lot of reading and writing essays.
I thought it was going to be like a hard class where we would have to write essays like every week.
I thought that it was going to be a lot of writing and kind of stressful, and I'm not very good at writing.
I thought we were going to have a lot of papers, which I'm really bad at writing.
I came in hoping to expand upon my writing areas and hopefully get a better understanding of what I need to do to make myself a better overall writer.
I assumed that it might be boring.
I thought we were going to be writing a lot of papers.
I was expecting to write a lot and like to have constant essays and just non-stop like writing. I figure that's kind of what college is about.
It's just really easy. We can just, it's flexible. We can do what we want.
Really unique, really fun. The professor makes it really interesting and interactive, and really open the whole atmosphere.
I describe this class as a fun class where you get to learn new technologies in the writing and media field.
This class is very, very interesting. We have a lot of different aspects, a lot of different writing ways, styles, and we always learn a lot from like different literatures and from online magazines and that kind of deal.
Interesting. Sean has a very different way of like making you think about writing and like using different techniques than you normally would, and using more of like media and like videos, things like that, instead of just paper and pen.
I would describe it as a really good learning opportunity and a way to help broaden my writing abilities.
It's definitely something new. It's nothing like any other writing class I've had. It's kind of something outside the box, to say the least.
We kind of build it up. Without us, the class is kind of nothing, whereas in most classes, if there's not a professor, then nothing goes on.
I interviewed a janitor who works in my hall. My project is about the phenomenon of cupcake bakeries.
My project is the effect of Disney classic films on our subconscious and our pop culture.
My project is about how money doesn't buy elections.
I'm doing a review on a local food truck and talking about food trucks and how they become so popular in America.
My project is to compare how culture influenced the music videos from different places.
I'm doing like an analysis kind of thing on Katy Perry.
I'm doing club sports at JMU, but also just in general.
I interviewed two JMU swimmers.
My project is about the transition of how cartoons have evolved to more of adult cartoons now, like Family Guy, Simpsons, stuff like that.
My project it's about interviewing a redshirt football player and describing what a redshirt goes through on their daily tasks.
I am writing an article about Nepal and the food and the travel in there.
I'm working with Dohi, and we are, as Sean puts it, creating a pop music video.
Mine is a written article. I'm writing like an article and inserting video clips.
I plan to do it by interviewing random people.
I plan to write a report on it.
I'm doing an actual writing portion where I write out my review and then like including pictures, and I might be inserting a video. Haven't really figured that out yet.
Compare from individualist culture to collectivist, Korean and American.
I'm using like her music videos to show like the different how she portrays herself, and then all the money she's making and how she's become so successful.
Using a video and incorporating text around it.
I interviewed them and I went to their practice and videotaped some of their practice, and I'm going to incorporate text around the video.
I plan to get videos of how the cartoons have transitioned into what they are today.
I just talked to a bunch of football players, and they've been, or one of them actually in particular, and they've been really helpful with me learning about it.
I'm making it a report.
We plan to construct this video by using like the location, which is JMU campus, and appealing to students.
Once we started brainstorming, I had all these ideas, and then I finally just decided to choose that, and then it sort of evolved from there.
When we split into groups, we came up with a lot of ideas about like food and travel was my topic, and one of the things we talked about was food trucks, and I know I'd seen a lot of food trucks around Harrisonburg, so I thought that'd be a great opportunity to talk about it.
I do gymnastics, and the focus of my video is on club gymnastics. So I interviewed one of the girls on the club team.
I wanted to do something with sports, and I chose swimming because I was a swimmer for 8 years.
I decided to go with something that wasn't necessarily up my alley.
I really wanted to write about food because that is my passion. I love eating and I love food in general.
This class is different because we're not writing those long research papers, we're writing into a magazine. Like, a lot of classes don't have the opportunity to do that or even like think to do that.
Definitely the whole magazine idea. I mean, I've never heard of another class who's done it.
We definitely don't do things that normal writing classes do. It seems like this class was a lot of technology compared to other classes, and that's been really helpful because I'm not very like tech savvy.
Using multimedia is important.
We aren't just putting pencil to paper and writing every day.
We don't have to have set essays and stuff like that. We kind of write about our own thing.
It's definitely a way of the future. I think it's something new that people are probably going to start moving towards, and we're kind of like, the guinea pigs or the lab rats.
Sean, one word.
We were doing a lot of work that people weren't overly interested in and weren't showing a whole lot of enthusiasm about. So one day he was just like, this isn't working, we're gonna do something else. What do y'all want to do? We started off like writing, like reading a book, and then that didn't really work. So we decided to just like brainstorm different ideas, and it went from like individual projects to like some math project that we never did, and then just sort of evolved to this, and it's really worked out though.
I think it just through the frustrations of like the syllabus. I feel like Sean got a little sick of it too, and then we got sick of it because the book was just long and boring and dry. And
we were like reading that book called The Filter Bubble, and it just was not very good. I don't know, it was very boring, and so Sean kind of came up with this idea to change the class.
I think we worked together as a class because it didn't start off that way. And we worked together to figure out what we liked and what we wanted to do, and it made it interesting.
Well, it started off with us reading about how Google is like transforming our brains to reading about random stuff that we really didn't want to learn about.
From there we just like built upon this idea, like let's do something completely different, let's change the writing course at JMU.
It really taught me new skills on how to do things on my own. So I feel like this is actually teaching me like real world like applications.
It gives us kind of a foundation to work upon.
it gave me a lot more leniency in what I wanted to research.
I've learned how to use things like iMovie and other resources like that.
We worked with a lot of technology. We did workshops that weren't just in the class.
A lot of different ways to use technology.
I think it makes you more of a creative mind instead of having like a set in stone process.
I'm just learning how projects come together as a whole, not just learning one piece.
It's more hands-on and it's very personal.
Once we get out of college, using this multimedia is definitely going to benefit us.
He really showed me new ways to group things and talk about things that are more interesting for the reader, not necessarily just what is correct and traditional. Now, like, I can see why people like writing.
Before this class, I didn't think I could write at this level.
There are other ways to express my opinions.
You just gotta try to enjoy what you're writing about.
Video, how does that incorporate into your writing? How does pictures incorporate into your writing? It makes your writing more interesting.
It doesn't have to be a research paper. It could be a blog. It could be a magazine article.
You need to like build up for yourself and take that responsibility.
Innovative. Awesome.
Correct.
Awesome.
Unique.
Interesting. Informative.
Experimental.
Relaxed.
Imaginative.
New.
Exhilarating.
Insane.